Well, I think I just got to play the intro music. And then we'll get to it. I love that music. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Bob, K6UDA with the K6UDA show. And today, the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. Thanks for joining. 13 people on the stream so far. 5 thumbs up. Let's get 13. 9 nodes up on live on the Southern Idaho Command. And man, let's see, who do we have in the house here? Oh, kind of a new thing. If you want to follow along on NetLogger, you can download NetLogger. Where? I don't know. Download NetLogger, type it into your Google search or whatever search you want to do, your DuckDuckGo. Download that. And Jeff, KD8IOK, is running that show. Yeah, good morning. Hey, K7ID Repeater, the Kootenai Amateur Radio Club, they're in the house. They're on there. So all you guys up north, in the north part of the state, welcome to the Southern Idaho Command, and good to have you. Let's see. Let's run through a few things here. Tim Roman is in the house. Oh, if you want to be logged in on NetLogger, and let me jump over here. I'm going to take a quick look and see. Okay, I just heard Garrett jump in there. Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. You could hit, once you download NetLogger, go ahead and jump in, do the, and hit start monitoring or select net, and all the way down at the bottom, Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. Jeff is in there, and he is logging people as we speak. We've got, I'm in there, Jeff's in there. Jeff's lovely bride is in there. KB9UPY, KD5, HKQ. Whole bunch of people already in the net, but I'm going to get back to, oh, hang on here. How come this is not? There it is. Okay. Had to get in there and get you guys. I had to get the comments back on the screen here. That's the weird thing. I use this program called Ecamm Live. It seems like every week the my little comment section is in a different place. I got to redo it. Anyway, let's see. DS Matt J. Good morning, all. Glad I could catch another live stream. I start the live stream a few minutes early so I could spend a couple of minutes with you guys before I have to pick up the mic and do things on the radio. Then at that point, I got to kind of put you guys off to the side. Also, let's see what is going on. Discord. If you guys want to be part of Discord, there it is up on the screen. And we do have people K7YAZ. He was in there. Up on the top part of the left-hand side of the screen, if you're looking at your YouTube, you could see who's checking in. It says user K7YAZ up there at the top. He's coming in from North Idaho. On my radio, it tells me how far away he is in miles. I'm sure it does there too. Yeah, it does. It kind of does. Anyway, chat disconnected. Please wait a while we reconnect you. Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. Oh, and it's time for me to silence the phone. My ring is going off. That would be Mrs. K6UDA running out to go feed the horses. Let's see. So, you could jump on Discord if you want. You could jump on NetLogger right now if you want. Just a few more minutes before we officially start the net. Miko Wolf, good morning. Good morning, Brad Smith, Steel Wolf 13, Europa Chronicles, Alan, KJ7 LTV in the house. Good to see you. Roy is in the house. Shadow Bear, Shell Stang is in the house. Dave, WK4T, good to have you. Let's see. Stephen Clark in the house. Howard Buck and Garrett Stephen. Why is my call sign not showing up on the screen, even though I keyed up and said my call sign? Garrett, I don't know. That is one of the great mysteries of the world. Hey, before we get going, a word to the wise. I was very excited. There was a movie that just came out. I was super excited to see it for months, called Civil War. Went and saw it yesterday, and I'm going to go turn this one off here. Yeah, real excited to see it yesterday. And save your money. That's all I could say. Save your money. It's mildly entertaining if you're watching like Netflix or something. I wouldn't go spend your hard-earned money to go see it in the theater. It lacked any kind of a plot. That's all I could say. Every question that you had about this world, about, you know, how everything torched off, who the players are, what's going on, none of it was answered or even addressed. Save your money. Save your money. Okay, let's see. Just watched yesterday too. So DS Matt J, what did you think? The Hong Kong scene was funny. Yeah, wasn't worth the money. It just wasn't. Let's see. Steelwolf also agrees that movie was a letdown. It was. I was kind of expecting, I guess, some sort of Patriots or 1 second after kind of a moment. I wish they would make one of those into a movie. That would be unbelievable. I think that would be so good. Good morning, Gilbert in there. Let's see, we got 1 minute, so I gotta switch my screens here. And I am gonna kill the mail so the mail doesn't come through. And I need to run to this screen here. Oh my Lord, I can't do that. Okay, looks like we do have quite a bit of people in the house. Jeff is doing a fantastic job of getting NetLogger squared away. Got a lot of people downloaded. We got 12 nodes, and it is now time to start the net. So I'm going to hit this button here. And let's make sure that I am on. Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Bob, K6UDA, for the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. Welcome to the Southern Idaho Command and the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. This net meets every Saturday morning at 0900 hours Mountain Time on the K6UDA repeater located here in Twin Falls, Idaho. This is a digital-only net accessible via Wires X-Room 40448, which is the Idaho Command. YSF Reflector 56026, which is the YouTuber's YSF Reflector. Also available on the Hanson Butte 2-meter Fusion Repeater 145.170. And local hams without a digital radio can monitor on 442.000 in analog mode. You can also participate. The purpose of this net is a free exchange of information related to emergency preparedness, commonly known as prepping. We encourage deep dives into subjects related to food, water, shelter, personal protection, weapons, survival tactics, medical issues, communication gear, and technique. I'm looking for subject matter experts to lead discussions on all these various subjects. If you have material you'd like to present or discuss when you check in, please indicate you have a subject. Although not primarily political, discussion of relevant political, cultural, or religious events are welcome in the context of situational awareness and survival. All right, depending upon how busy it gets on the radio, we're going to do check-ins and comments in the following order in order to let everybody get heard and we don't step on each other from different modes. I'll ask for local repeater check-ins. So if you're on one of the 3 local repeaters, I'll ask you to check in. Then we'll do Wires X check-ins. If you're on a Wires X node or a repeater that's hooked up to a Wires X node, you'll be asked to check in then. And then if you're on your hotspot and you're on YSF, we'll ask for those check-ins. And then finally, I'll get to some of the live stream comments. You're encouraged to check in with your first name, call sign, location, and how you're getting onto the net, i.e. are you on a local repeater, Wires X or YSF? That being said, do we have any local check-ins? All right, that looked like KB7 DFP. Ken, thanks for checking in there. And K7YAZ, I saw coming in from up north. Anybody else? Any local check-ins? All right, Alan, good to have you on the net. Local check-ins, local locals.
KK7JTK. Bob, this is Matt.
All right, Matt, good to have you on, and I'll be calling on you in a few minutes for your sit reps. Anybody else? Local check-ins.
BRP.
I heard a BRP, I believe.
Bravo, Romeo, Delta, Jerome, Idaho.
All right, very good. Guys, if you're coming in on the 442 side, please key up, let it sit for a second, and then speak. For some reason, it's getting cut off. The front part of the transmissions are getting cut off. Any other locals? We'll go locals and Wires X now. All right, N7RBP, good to have you. Locals and Wires X.
K7 YAZ, Post Falls, Idaho, on a simplex station out of Port Orleans. Actually, out of Post Falls, sorry.
Outstanding. Glad to have you, and hopefully there's some more guys up north that are tuning into this. Wires X check-ins. Wires X.
KF0 OHU. This is Sean from Fridley coming in on an FT5D on Wires X.
All right, Sean, good to have you with us, and thanks for joining. Wires X check-ins. All right, let's see if we have any. YSF check-ins. Anybody on YSF on a hotspot?
Kilowatt 5, Victor, Oscar, Papa, Paul, North Texas.
All right, Paul, good to have you, and thanks for joining the net. Anybody else on YSF?
Kilo November 6, Echo Victor, Quebec, Patterson, California.
All right, KN6EVQ. Good to have you. Thanks for joining. YSF. Wondering, can you guys see, or can you hear the radio?
Idaho.
All right, Garrett. Thanks for joining the net. Good to have you. Let's see. Anybody else? Let's just open it up. Late comers. Anybody else? Okay, I will. We'll come back to check-ins in a few minutes. Right now, after the net, I'm gonna shut this one down. I'm gonna shut the live stream down. Move over to Discord, and we will. Oh, hang on here. I'm gonna run over to Discord here. I guess we got a couple of people in there right now, but we'll migrate over to Discord, and I'm gonna put that back up on the screen there for you guys, so you can get the invite if you don't already have it. Let's see, a couple of sit reps I've got. What was it? Yesterday, I believe, the U.S. House of Representatives, they just kind of reapproved this FISA warrantless spying on American citizens. It's known as Section 702. They'll tell you that it was against foreign nationals, but it does trap almost anybody they want, and that could be Americans. It was helped along with the votes of 86 Republicans and even Speaker Mike Johnson. I guess there's still a chance to kill this on Monday if there's enough liberty-loving people in that contact their representatives. There's a lot of representatives from Texas that voted for this. You guys need to contact those folks and tell them no. This is bad. And we could talk about that some other time. The whole Patriot Act and everything. I fell for it when it first started, and it turned out to be a very bad thing. Okay, Yazoo County, Mississippi. They've issued some evacuation orders over a possible levee failure. I don't think there's any Mississippi people listening to the net right now, but there's also a dam in rural Utah that's leaking and in imminent danger of breaking. There have been some evacuation warnings in that area. And new ATF rule that they're trying to push through right now, making basically anybody who wants to sell a gun. If you're going to make any kind of profit, that means, you sell a gun that's now worth more than you paid for it, or as much as you paid for it. You're now reclassified as a gun dealer, and go ahead and put in for your gun dealer license and follow all those instructions. Very, very bad. We can go into that one if people want to. Let's see. Matt, if you're still around, do you have anything for sit reps?
Yeah, this is KK7JTK. I was going to just give a few more items about the foreign investigation deal, the 702. One of the things that happened inside of that was 2,780 illegal searches without a warrant happened inside of the guise of that 702. And then also, there were 3 million searches inside the U.S. on U.S. citizens based on that. So that's quite a bit of deal. It is hiding under the guise of foreign intelligence gathering. And really, another big piece is it allows the feds to buy the information. If it's purchased, it's legal. So they can use social media and other data gathering websites. And if they purchase it, they can have all that legally. Break. The next thing is on that Congress would be exempt, and you could not search them. Very strange. I wanted to talk a little bit about an ICBM launch yesterday in Russia. Typically, Russia will announce when they're launching. This one did come unannounced.
Can you guys hear the radio? Thumbs up if you can.
Close to the Middle Eastern conflict so that they could see basically a flex on the Middle Eastern countries. Part of that comes in with the Israeli strike on the Iranian embassy inside of Syria. So that's a lot of countries going back and forth, right? But last week we reported that Israel did a strike on the Iranian embassy, or what used to be the Iranian embassy, and it took out a bunch of Iranian leadership. So Iran obviously is looking to retaliate, which will bring in more retaliations the other way. One last thing on international affairs is the uptick in Chinese spy drones on the island of Taiwan has greatly increased this last week, and they're just so close. You know, they're able to put a bunch of drones in over there easily, and of course they're in over Taiwan outposts and bases and things like that. So just something to look out for, as that seems to be always escalating. That's all I have today. I didn't have a ton of time to prepare because I'm out doing the local fox hunt as well. But thanks again for hosting the show, Bob. We appreciate you. KK7JTK signing off.
All right, KK7JTK, K6UDA, thanks. Good information. And this is K6UDA for the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. All right, we'll try a few more check-ins for the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. Anybody want to check in? And if you put your call sign in the chat box on YouTube, we'll get you checked in over there.
W5 ARV, Andy in North Central Texas, on YSF.
All right, W5 ARV, thanks for jumping on the net. Thanks for being part of it. Anybody else? Check-ins for the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net.
KD8IOK, and I also have a little sit-rep blurb.
All right, KD8IOK, Jeff, who is in charge of the check-ins there. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to the situation report. I posted a link, or not a link, I'm sorry. I posted a blurb on the YouTube channel and on the Discord server. But 11:30 last night, 26 barges broke loose on the Ohio River outside of Pittsburgh. Investigations underway on that, and just making it notable in a preparedness aspect. Power grid might not be the only thing that's hackable. Don't know if this was accidental or intentional, but the barges were loaded. Some of them did get pinned up to the bank. Some of them did go over a dam. So be prepared for supply issues in the future. It's one of the things that we haven't really talked about much on this net, but with the bridge going down a few weeks ago and now 26 barges full of material going rogue, I could see some supply chain problems in the future. Over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's another one we need to kind of start keeping our eye on. What, who knows if these things are actual accidents, but when 26 barges start going rogue like that, it starts to make you wonder if there's something nefarious behind it. Thank you, Jeff. That was a good one. Let's see. We'll do some more check-ins for the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net.
Seven VRD with a word of caution about the event, and that is not a trip now where simple hospitals will come from. May not be a hack. It may just be somebody just doing their job properly.
Yeah, absolutely. We do not know. That's why I am not a big person to start jumping to conclusions. I like to see what the experts who are investigating these things come out with, and what other information is out there before I start drawing my own conclusions. Let's see. That brings us to. I'm gonna jump over here. 33 people on the live stream right now, and 26 thumbs up. We've got 11 nodes hooked up on Wires X, and I'm gonna let it drop. And that brings us to our main topic today, which is bugging out. I wanted to talk about bug out bags. I wanted to talk about the act of bugging out. And I'm going to ask for everybody's participation today. So, first of all, let's talk about the bug out bags. That seems to be the big buzzword in prepping. It has been for a very, very long time. I have an equipped bug out bag. I've had that since I was in California, when I thought bugging out was probably going to be the better situation, or the better alternative for me, or a more likely alternative for me. So what makes a good bug out bag, first of all? Is it a military bag? Is it the Marine Corps 3-day LARP bag? Is it a covert bag? Is it a framed in or soft bag? I'm going to ask you guys. And then what do we pack? My list includes warm clothes, extra socks, food, tools, water filter, light, weapons, ammo. How much? What calibers? Do you pack seasonally? What about TP, medical, fire, compass, bedroll, covers? What else? How much can you carry and for how long? And what is your mode of information, or your mode of transportation? And how do you deal with it if that fails you? I'm going to open that up right now to the radio. Don't everybody jump at once. Does anybody have any other anything to say about bug out bags? What do you think? Military, covert, looking like just a regular Joe backpack? Do you like the framed in? Do you like a soft backpack? K7YAZ, go ahead.
Yeah, I put together a system out of a marine rucksack, and it's like 80 pounds. And I realized that trying to travel with 80 pounds is near impossible, especially for someone such as myself who's older. But what I also did was attach a fanny pack with similar equipment in it that could be detached and taken after you've hidden your 80 pounds worth of equipment in a spot, so you could still move around easily and come back to your stash. And I have a Jeep to bug out with, and my weaponry would be as much as I could get in the Jeep when I left, and I have basically from short to long range.
Very good, very good. Anybody else? Anybody else want to share on the radio side?
Short range, shotgun, close range, probably pretty fast. You want you don't have to aim very precisely to hit, and then of course the long range, your rifle.
All right, didn't catch the call sign on that one. There was a double at first.
This is November 2nd. Put a small thought on.
Okay, real good. Thanks for that. And there was somebody else who was in there as a double right up front. Go ahead and take it.
7LV.
LTV, go ahead.
Well, as far as my back goes, they do have a strong back, which not happy with is probably might be because of the parachute situation behind me. But my backpack is weighing right at about 50 pounds, and my wife is probably about 20. Most of I have all of those bases covered, but the one thing that I really don't actually have taken care of is, say, let's say an extra pair of shoes or boots. You know, if it's winter, other than what I might have on or away from home. And then I do need to get a hat in there to keep the sun off my face. And then the other question I have is, does anybody keep extra ammo and magazines in their bag, or are we just talking grab things out of your vehicle that you normally have and take along with you? Mine is considered essentially a get-home bag, but it's going to do the job no matter which direction I'm going.
Yeah, that's another good question. Is it? Do you consider it a get-home bag or an actual bug-out bag? All good questions from everybody, man. That's good information. And for those of us that have fairly heavy backpacks that are loaded down with everything in the kitchen sink, how do you plan to, or how far do you think you're going to make it if and when your car fails you, or your other transportation fails you and you're on foot? Or how far do you think you're going to be able to make it, say, per day on foot? I want to move on here to modes of transportation. I know cars and trucks, they're going to be the preferred method if cars and trucks are still working, if we don't have an EMP. But they are prone to attack, breakdowns, traffic jams, and running out of fuel if the gas stations are overcrowded or not working. Motorcycles. I'm a big motorcycle fan. The advantages of a motorcycle are you're able to get around most traffic jams, uses much less fuel. You can go off-road a lot easier, but on the bad side, it leaves you open to attack. ATVs, side-by-sides, crawler jeeps, I think might be a better option than a car. But if the rule of law is still in effect, and if you can't operate a lot of these off-road vehicles on the street, then your highway use of that is going to be kind of questionable. For off-road use, they're going to be highly coveted. So it makes you more of a target to people who would be on foot, especially if you're doing the crawling thing. Horseback, kind of much like a motorcycle, you could go off-road with it. It's less coveted than a Jeep or a motorcycle because a lot of people are afraid of big animals. So it makes it less of a target in that respect. Most horses can be used to pack out heavy loads, but you do need to feed and water the horses. And when the horses are working, they require a lot of water, much more water than you do. And this is K6UDA for the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. We'll break for a minute here and take a few more check-ins from the Idaho Preparedness Net. All right, and I just want to whoop.
And BRG, a little bit of information about the horses.
N7BRP, go ahead.
KB7 SQS checking in if you didn't get me.
All right, got KB7SQS checking in. And BRP, go ahead.
This horse is being for a stock out, absolutely. Not something you would want in desert environment. Workforce. In a worst case scenario where it would require upwards of 20 to 25 gallons of water per day.
Yeah, definitely. But I bring it up because it is a viable method if you could stay near water where your horse can drink, and if you've got some feed for the horse, it is still a viable method. The settlers, they came across the entire country on horseback. Anybody else?
Absolutely, it's a viable option. Not kind of thing. They require a lot of water, and you travel near rivers, creeks. Absolutely a viable option. Just when things like this, if we went without gasoline or fossil fuels or such a situation, it would just have to think like the 1800s. I mean, did all of our daily lives with horses and animal power during the 1800s. Nothing out of the ordinary. It was a lot slower.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. And I'm talking about a long-term, prolonged event, possibly something like the EMP, which takes out a lot of the cars and forces people, to leave home. So, but very, very good observations. Yeah, 25, 30 gallons of water a day to keep a horse going. Let's see. Let me find my place here. Okay. Let's see. How about on foot? That's the final thing. You got limited carry capacity. You do have the ability to travel a whole lot more covertly. You could pretty much stay hidden during daylight hours or when a threat is around. You've got much better situational awareness. You can hear a threat a whole long way off. You can hide, regroup, and make a plan that way. Next thing I've got is traveling in groups versus alone. And I'm going to let it drop. Safety in numbers, traveling in groups. If you've got your own group, even better, you've got safety in numbers. But do you know who your travel mates are? Are they people that you've just met on the road out of town? Or are they friends and associates of yours or possibly family members? Do they have their own food and their own supplies? Or are they mooching off of you and other people in the group? Are they more of an asset or a liability? These are questions you've got to ask yourself. How long are you willing to support these strangers who you might be traveling on foot with or even in a vehicle? Okay. Let's see. Where are they going? What is their plan? Would they become... Are they going to be welcome at your Bugout location? Is there a probability that they're going to turn on you, kill you, rob you, sell you out to another gang? And do they have any skills that are needed? I kind of reminded myself about a book. I can't remember if it was, I think it was Patriots, where there was an attractive woman who was traveling with a group of people who had bugged out, and she had stopped it at the gate, basically, and she was kind of trying to sell herself as somebody who would have some value to the group, and she was trying to sell her sexuality, basically. They saw her several weeks later. She didn't look nearly as good, and it just kind of went to show that unless you have a real value, your looks alone are not going to be of any value in a SHTF situation. Let's see. I'm going to ask for fills. Anybody got anything to add on traveling in groups versus alone? Anything I haven't covered? Anything that you disagree with? Anybody on the radio looking for info, looking for your opinions and your experience?
K5VOP.
K5VOP, go ahead.
Yeah, Bob, I made the comment in YouTube, but real quick on this. I think all of this conversation just shows that you can't just make a single plan. You really have to, you can start small and build your plan, but it needs to be a multi-layered plan because we don't know exactly what will happen, so you need to plan for all types of things. It could be a local thing where you shelter in place or a major widespread EMP burst or something like that, which shuts a lot of things down where foraging or even long-distance travel may be required. So I would suggest, we all just start with that simple plan, the simple 72-hour kit, and then build it from there, looking at our options and potential threats. But it's a great conversation and something we probably should be talking about, maybe help each other plan. Thanks, Bob. K5VOP, back to net.
Yeah, Paul, very, very good points. We need to have a plan. That's the whole purpose of this net, is to help us build a plan for all these different contingencies. Kind of brings me right down to my biggest topic or subtopic of today is, should you stay or should you go? And should you even be considering a bug out? And I'm going to run through a couple of reasons that I would think that a bug out is in order, and then some reasons not to bug out. So number one is the event or the incident. Is it a short-term or localized event like a fire, flood, earthquake, or some kind of an intense police action that would make you want to get out of harm's way? And it's, like I said, it's a limited thing. It's not countrywide or not a huge regional thing. Is there a chance of chemical spill or some kind of a biological attack that would affect you if you stayed in your house? Is your home deep in a city? Is it under attack and not defendable, or is it in a place that is not readily defendable? Like in a large city, a New York City, Dallas, Texas, LA, San Francisco, Boise, Idaho. Is as small as cities like Boise are concerned. I mean, there's over 1 million people in that city alone, and there's hundreds of larger cities throughout America that could absolutely be affected, that you would think, man, I can't stay here. And finally, is your home under a prolonged attack from hostiles with overwhelming numbers, weapons, defenses, and your home is going to be destroyed? If you think that's a distinct possibility, that's a very, very good reason to bug out. I'm going to ask the participants here. Any other reasons to bug out? Okay, let's see. Jeff says that just lost all his power to radio logging and computer, so that's all dead. So our net logger is not working. Let's see. Prepham Paul says many sheltering in place, but find that it is supplies dwindle. They had to relocate. Coming in contact with others, finding good, like-minded people. You just never know. All the hazard and planning is possible. Let's see. TM on YouTube says, I think it also depends upon the people within your party. His wife and him, they take care of their parents, so they're not as easily bugging out. Anybody else on the radio have anything to add about reasons to bug out? Okay, guess not. All right, reasons to not bug out. If A, you live in a fairly defendable area, you're outside of a major city, you're in the country, you've got good like-minded neighbors, and you have a plan, that makes where you're at possibly very defendable. You have allies ready to help you defend your home, or you're there to defend their home, and you're out for each other. Your infrastructure, long-term preps, and all your weapons are at your home. That is a very good reason to stay. Your health is bad. You're medication dependent. You're injured. You can't walk or can't hike, or you can't simply carry your load out. If you can't walk for prolonged periods with your backpack and your bug out bag, you should very seriously consider just bugging in. Let's see. You instantly become one of thousands of refugees, and you're not going to be able to camp your way out of this thing, no matter how much of an outdoorsman you consider yourself. Everybody else is going to be trying to camp their way out. There won't be so much as a squirrel within a couple of months left out there that's out in the open. All the game is going to be gone very, very quickly. Let's see. You're going to lose everything that you can't pack on your back. So all the preps that you might have at your house that you can't put on your back, kiss them goodbye as soon as you leave. Expect to lose your vehicle and everything in it. And don't be surprised if you lose everything on your back also. So, man, now that all that happy information is out there, any other comments? Any comments from anybody? Okay, I'm going to look K5VOP. You got anything?
No, not really. I mean, this is just a great conversation, and the more we talk about it with a wider group of people, the more beneficial we can all learn from each other. And it can be overwhelming, I know, for a lot of people, because like you're talking now, you could have a year's supply of food, but you could lose it all. You could have thousands of rounds of ammo to protect, but you might have to leave the house and can only carry maybe 100. So it's definitely something that needs to be talked about a lot. Ideas shared, what works, what doesn't work. best practices. So we got to keep the conversation going and share the knowledge we have with each other, I think. Back to you, Bob.
Hey, thank you. Good information, good observations. Anybody else on the radio side have anything to add to this? Anything that you would consider differently? Anything that I haven't covered?
KF0OHU for a comment.
KF0OHU, go ahead.
One thing I'm looking forward to in the next couple of days is getting a couple of days out on the trail, so practicing what you're good at with a bug-out bag and where you're going to go. I'm in our city, so we're looking at maybe a tornado could cause me to bug out. Other than that, most of what I do would be out for bugging in. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to getting out on the hiking trail and just spending a day or two out in the woods. And that's a good way to kind of test your gear. I kind of run a 35-liter backpack, and I can easily go 2 nights, 3 days just for myself in that backpack. And my family's all kind of set up the same, too, because I drag them out in the woods with me just to get out of the cities and unplug and realizing what you're going to do for your power, too. So having all your little USB charging batteries all set to go, things like that. But yeah, there's things to think about. And yeah, what time of year and what do you actually have to worry about right now? So that's it for me. Back to net.
All right. Very, very cool. Yeah, that's that comes under my my premise of training. You get out there with your backpack, get out there with your bug out bag, and do it. I actually used to take my bug out bag with all 60 pounds of crap that I had in there, and I used to hike up and down a hill that was near my house. At 62, and after I moved here, I've decided that bugging out is not going to be, it's not an option for me anymore. Now it's all about bugging in. I don't have the things to worry about that I did before, so it changes my game plan. Let's see. We've got a couple of comments I will get to. Sean Gary, he said a tornado would be the biggest threat this time of year. So bugging in the generator and a 400 amp hour solar inverter that's tested. So that's a good option if your power goes out. And we'll talk about power one of these days, maybe. Man, there's so many topics that we can get into, and it's good that we could get together and do this. That happened during the Depression, says DS Matt J. Let's see. The wild game here, specifically the white-tailed deer population, took decades to recover to sustainable levels. That is a very good for all the hunters, the conservationists out there. Just know, I mean, everybody in the world is going to try to kill everything that moves to try to sustain themselves. Let's see. +1 for USB charging banks. That's why. Let me pop that up on the screen there. That's why he standardized most of his electronic gear with 5-volt USB. Yeah, another thing you want to be able to take is power to sustain all of your things. And I would say like GPS units if GPS is still up, telephones in case the phone service comes back, or other things that your phone can do that don't require a cell service. Okay, guys. I don't have anything else. Does anybody else on the radio have something? All right, I guess not. And that brings us to, 9 o'clock. So we've been here for just about an hour. I want to thank you guys again for joining me on the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. And on YouTube. You guys here on YouTube. Very, very cool. If you guys have any topics that you want to talk about, please don't hesitate to get a hold of me either in the comment section on Discord, on whatever. Email is a good one, k6udaradio@gmail.com. Email me and we'll get these topics kind of lined up. This was actually a topic that we discussed last weekend after the net on Discord. And I want to thank Bob too, for that suggestion. We just started talking about it, and I thought, wow, what a great topic to get going. Anyway, guys, I am going to say 7-3 and thank everybody on the radio for joining. We'll stay on YouTube for just a couple of minutes. This is Bob, K6UDA, 7-3 all, and I'm returning all the nodes and radios back to their normal operation. Okay, guys. Now, let me turn that off. I'll get back into here. And still got the radio on. So if you want to say something on the radio, absolutely could. Let's see. Randy Leahy. VoIP. Many situations you can power. You can power your modem. Let's see. I've got a couple of texts here. Emailed you a while back. It's Ty. KN6 PWH. This is a text. TM on YouTube. Yeah, my wife and I take care of her parents, so it's a bit harder for us to bug out. That's why we are looking for homes in Idaho. California has turned into a toilet. Yeah, that's absolutely 100% true. Jeff, KD8IOK, 29 IDs entered into the log today. Great participation. Thanks, everyone. Holy crap. 29 people on NetLogger. And Jeff, I guess you could go ahead and close out NetLogger, or close the close the net out, and I don't know if there's a way to download that, or I haven't tried, or try to turn that into a list. Kind of nice. I want to see. I'm going to go over here real quick, and we've got 4 people in the chat room on Discord. And yes, I am talking there on Discord. I guess I should mute myself on Discord, shouldn't I? And I'll let the other people BS for a couple of minutes. We will finish up here. We'll finish up here on YouTube, and I want to invite all of you. The Discord invite is up on the screen right now, and then we're gonna all move over to Discord. Great place to just have a conversation. We all get to talk. It ain't all about me. So, does anybody have anything else on the YouTube side before we break and go over there? I like that. Sean Gary, keep your blades sharp. I like that. Very good for those that have, what is it? Very good for those that have bug-in plans to actually take a weekend and test everything with your family. Yeah. Practice. Turn the power off at the house. And just see how you're going to do it. Shut the power mains off. If you're going to be running under generator power for however long you've got fuel for your generator. Oh. Was that somebody on... was that the radio side? Hang on here. Yeah, you guys are getting on the stream. You're on the YouTube stream. I'm going to go ahead and shut this one. I'm going to shut the YouTube down here. So, guys, thank you for joining us here on YouTube. We'll catch you, I guess, next week. Next week there might not be a live stream for the Preparedness Net. I'm gonna be in the Boise area for the AmCon Adventure Challenge. So we'll see how that goes. That'll be an interesting one. Anyway, thank you guys very much for joining. We've currently got 36 thumbs up, 29 in the house, and I will say 7-3, guys.